Well, back in 2011 I filmed a pair of kites that were showing interest in this nest, and I hoped to get some footage of them bringing up a family. Then the farmer decided to do some hedge laying and cutting back copses and so on, and making a huge bonfire, so obviously they were put off and thought better of it. But then in 2012 there was no sign of any, but I've just noticed a pair on the nest this morning. One's just flew off, so I'm going to have a go at keeping another diary and see what happens this time, fingers crossed. Well, as you can see, it's a month later. I've been driving by regularly, haven't seen the kites on the nest at all. Doesn't mean to say they haven't been on there, but I haven't seen them when I've been driving by. But this morning I noticed the same bird, number 48, is on there, so hopefully they're still interested in raising a family. Last time, February the 1st, was a little bit early, but fingers crossed, things may yet develop. Okay, it's the 15th of March, just checking out the kite nest again. As I drove down the hill towards the nest, there was a kite on it, but it's just flown off. I've driven by when I can, and I haven't seen them on the nest that much, a couple of times, but I was a little bit worried because the landowner, once again, for whatever reason, started to rip out trees and hedges again, like last time. But the difference is in 2011 the work was being carried out much closer to the nest. This time it's about a quarter of a mile away, and when I've driven by they have been flying around quite a bit, and yesterday I actually saw kites with some nest material, twigs and so on, in their talons, so hopefully, fingers crossed, things are still going in the right direction. Well, here we are, almost dead on a month later. I haven't been to the nest for about a month because of all the bad weather and so on, but looking at the nest, looks as though there's nothing on it, but let's look a little bit closer, and bingo, fantastic. There's a kite actually sitting on eggs, incubating, or maybe chicks, but I would guess it's going to be eggs. Absolutely fantastic. I'm sitting in the car filming this handheld because I don't want to get out of the car at all because they're easily disturbed, and that's the last thing I want to do. But absolutely fantastic. In 2011 they looked at the nest, but it didn't come to anything, but there it is. I've just blown the picture up a little bit, clear as a bell. One of the kites sitting in the nest. So I'll be making regular visits over the next few weeks and hopefully getting some shots of the young kites as they grow. Well, here we are. It's May the 8th, back at the kite nest. I've been monitoring the nest on regular occasions. The female's been sitting really tight on the eggs, but now I presume the eggs have hatched because there she is just on the side of the nest, so I presume somewhere in there got little chicks, and hopefully we'll get views of them as they grow a little bit bigger. Well, here we are back at the nest again. It's been a couple of weeks. I've just pulled over and looking up, absolutely fantastic. We've got a young red kite chick and a pretty good view of it as well. See its fluffy head there in the nest. Absolutely fantastic. It's the first live red kite chick that I've seen. I've seen them on TV before, but it's certainly the first red kite chick I've seen in the flesh, so to speak. Absolutely brilliant. They usually have 2, maybe 3 chicks, and if I just freeze it there and highlight that, you'll see that there's actually 2 in the nest. You just see the beak of the second chick poking out from behind the branch there. Absolutely brilliant. What a sight for sore eyes. Well, hi there, it's the 4th of June. Here we are at the kite nest again, just checking things out, and there, still visible, is at least one of the chicks. I can't believe how much they've grown since May 25th, last visit. Absolutely wonderful. Just freeze the picture there, you can just see the chick through the leaves, and but there's no sign of the other one. It's a little bit later in the day, just the parent bird on the nest, so I won't hang around, won't disturb them. Well, here we are a couple of days later, just checking out the nest again. Chick's there on its own. Still can only see one. maybe the other one unfortunately has died. There's this chick. Looks to be doing really well, exercising its wings already. Just replay that, slow it down slightly so you can see it. But maybe the other chick has died, unfortunately, but I'll have to keep an eye on that. See you next time. Okay, just passing the nest again. It's the next day, 7th of June, and the chicks are on view again, but really good news. Parents have brought some food in, and the chick on the left there is busy feeding. But if you look to the right, there is the other chick. So it didn't die. It must have been laying low in the nest. Fantastic news. Hi there, just checking on the kites. Good views again today. The two young kites are balancing precariously on the edge of the nest there, flapping their wings regularly, exercising. Kites will usually fledge the nest after about 7 to 8 weeks, and it can't be that far away from that now, so I'm keeping an eye out when I can. Following this wing flapping period, they'll practice fly to surrounded branches in the tree before fledging, and as I mentioned before, I don't think that's far away, so I'll be keeping a sharp eye out. Oh, they're just checking out the kites again, and when I first got here I thought they'd actually fledged, but on closer examination it's one of the adult birds, and what a magnificent bird the red kite is. I'm not sure if this is the male or the female. The other parent bird has got number 48 on its wing. It's tagged and ringed, but this is an untagged and an unringed bird. But what a magnificent sight that is. And the two youngsters are still on the nest there. The usual time to fledge is late June, early July, so it shouldn't be too long, and I should continue to keep watch. Here we are back at the kite nest. It's 28th of June. I haven't been able to get here for the last few days. There's one chick left on the nest. I presume the elder chick has fledged, and I've missed that. But there's one, the younger chick, I presume is left on the nest, but it shouldn't be too long before that one goes. I shall keep watch. This is later the same day, in the afternoon. It's drizzling quite heavily. There's no sign of the chick on the nest. There's kites around, but they're obviously adult birds. But the nest is definitely empty, so I presume our second chick has fledged. Right, this is the next day. I'm having one last look to make sure the nest is empty and chick is fledged. I've got no chance of disturbing them now, so I'm actually out of the car, and as you can see, the nest is empty. Previously I've done all the filming within the car, so not to disturb them. Kites flying overhead, that's obviously an adult bird, but looking over in the trees, there's our second fledged kite chick. Marvellous success story that is. I've followed these birds since February, as you know, and so I feel really close to them. And I have filmed, apart from this, I've filmed everything from within the car, so there was no chance of disturbing them, and this is the result. Two healthy chicks. I presume the other chick has fledged before this one, as I said, and is around somewhere, but this one fledged yesterday, and there he is in the tree there. What a success story from a bird that was almost extinct, apart from a few birds in Wales. There's another addition to the ever-growing healthy population of red kites in Britain.